Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Crypto Chat. Today we're looking at XRP or Ripple. Big green day across the board, but look at Ripple here, which is what we're going to be talking about today. Up 12.5% on the day, 11% for the week, but huge numbers for the month. And if you look here in the last 24 hours, we've had a nice big gain. I jumped in around about here and then had this nice big gain after here. Let's have a look at what this is all about and what it means for the future. And it's off the back of news stories like this. So XRP lawsuit, US judge approves Ripple's judgment request. A little bit of background if you don't know what this judgment is. It's the SEC versus Ripple case. The SEC being the US Securities and Exchange Commission against Ripple. And this happened, was a case brought against Ripple all the way back in 2020 when the SEC alleged that Ripple had illegally sold tokens raising over $1 billion, but all the way back in 2013 by selling tokens or unregistered security offerings to investors and also to institutional investors. It's important because it sets the precedent for the sale of tokens when raising money for any other currencies coming onto the market, and what has happened since 2013 when the SEC brought this case against Ripple. But what actually happened? Well, the SEC charged Ripple and two of his executives saying that the $1.3 billion that they raised was illegal because they weren't registered. And the court found, it's highlighted here, that XRP was not a security when it was sold to the public, but it was when it was sold to institutional investors. So the SEC said they sold all these tokens illegally. Ripple said they didn't because they weren't a security. And what happened in the court case, which got raised in 2020 and actually got finalised in July last year, was that selling tokens to the general public is not selling a security, so they didn't need to be registered with the SEC when selling these tokens. However, it was when it was sold to the institutional investors, so it's a win and a loss essentially on both sides. And it says here, did they win the case or did Ripple win the case? They both scored victories and they both scored losses. The lawsuit is technically over, but the battle for remedies or fines essentially against Ripple is going to continue from now, or did continue into 2024. And the SEC are seeking hefty fines against Ripple. We're talking in the region of hundreds of millions of dollars, which they are still seeking, and they are trying to get back from Ripple or find them that money going into the SEC. Will the SEC appeal the case? Maybe, maybe not. We've already talked about why it's important. It sets the precedent for other coins. But now the fact that the case is over, and more importantly, there's been a deadline put on these remedies that the SEC are looking from Ripple, which is early next year. It's kind of drawing a line under the case. And it kind of sets the regulatory outlook for the rest of the crypto industry. But the fact that they've actually put a deadline on bringing this to a close has caused this nice little increase in Ripple's chart in the last 24 hours or so when that news story broke. Let's take a look at what this actually means in the ecosystem or in the XRP world at the moment. So there's an article that was written about a day ago. XRP stunned by mysterious $25 million whale activity on Binance. What happened? A unknown wallet or an unknown user moved 18 million XRP, equivalent to $25 million, transferred from the platform of the world's largest crypto exchange to an unknown destination. And it says here, transfers like this cause a lot of excitement in the community. According to popular belief, large withdrawals from centralized exchanges are often initiated by whales to store their purchased tokens in a non-custodial proprietary wallet, i.e. taking their tokens offline for long-term holding, showing that there's a big sentiment or expectation that it's going to go up in price a significant amount over the coming months, and that they actually aren't looking to sell in the short term or even the medium term, showing some very strong confidence, and that just trickles down and filters down into the lower level holdings, people with much smaller amounts of the token or the cryptocurrency that we're talking about, leading to a lot of activity, a lot of buying, and therefore an increase in the price in the following hours and days and even weeks after that. So where could an investment in Ripple take you today? We're around about 1.6, 1.7 almost at the time of recording. $1.672. It's pretty much an all-time high in recent weeks and months. Not an all-time high for the actual token itself, but if you invested $100 today, or any amount today really, this is what you could look like if it actually returned to all-time highs. It says 151. This was written about a day ago, but it's up over 9% in the last 24 hours and another 12% today, which is why we're almost hitting $1.7. But $100 invested today would get you approximately 60 tokens. The all-time high is 384 all the way back in 2018, meaning $100 or $1,000 or whatever you invest today is a 2.5x gain. If that actually came to fruition, there's a lot of sentiment, a lot of positive thinking that it is going to hit these all-time highs. Probably early January 2025. We won't see it in the next few weeks, likely. More likely it's going to go up and sit in the $2 to $2.50 range. But another article here, this was written yesterday, can it hit $5 by 2025? And I think they're talking, can it hit $5 by the start of 2025? There's a lot of positive signals suggesting Ripple, Cardano, etc., other altcoins to pump amidst the next bull run, which we've talked about on the last video, throughout 2025 all the way into sort of Q3, Q4 next year. But the XRP price surge, a lot of institutional interest driving the growth as well. We've already talked about the big whale activity off the back of that news article that we talked about at the start of the video. But in the last 2 weeks alone, or just over the last 2 weeks, purchasing activity has shown that more than 700 million tokens were purchased, showing huge increase in confidence in the asset, which is more than we've seen in recent times. And can the price of XRP actually break through the ascending channel or the upper resistance level that we've had for so long? And they're expecting around about $2.50, $2.58 it says there, soon. What does soon mean? I don't know. 2, 3, 4 weeks by the end of the year, early January, something like that. That's kind of what is expected of the token or the crypto at the time. In the coming months, and then on top of this is huge news. This is actually going to make a big impact to the price of Ripple. But furthermore, expectations that the US will approve or may approve an XRP ETF, exchange traded fund, in 2025, meaning that anyone can invest in Ripple without actually owning the token, and then increases the chance of an XRP rally. I think if that gets approved, we will see a pretty big rally over the coming months into 2025. And also Ripple's decision to rebrand its European XRP ETF, exchange traded physical, through Bitwise, providing further bolster to the bullish case for XRP's long-term prospects. So this increased demand from large-scale investors could, I would say, will push XRP's price even higher, potentially reaching $5 by 2025, which is a nice number to aim for. So where could the price of Ripple go? If you just search for any article in the last few days about Ripple or the last week or so, and where the price could go, there's loads of speculation and talk about the price going only one way, and that is up. Here's one from the Crypto Basic. Analyst says if you hold XRP, you will be very rich soon. What does very rich mean? It probably means a lot of different things to different people. But if you scroll down, becoming very rich with Ripple. Global acceptance, expanding the use cases, the ETF, the the ETP in Europe is talking. It says here it could skyrocket to $30 or even $50. Notably, XRP is worth $148 today, with 7-day growth of 33%. $30 or even $50, I think, is probably in the extremes of where Ripple could go. Reaching $30 is a 2,000% growth. $50 is a 3,200% growth. Like I said, I think this is probably the extreme of where the price is going to go. But the destination for this cycle, this is what a lot of people are saying, is in the $5 to $10 range. That is not unreasonable to expect the price of Ripple, as long as it breaks through that all-time high at some point in the first half, I would say, of the bull run happening in 2025. That is likely. That is where the general sentiment in the market expects the price of Ripple to go. Here's another one. The price could hit $40 in 3 months' time, as various bits of news we've already talked about caused the price of Ripple to go up double digits daily. 147 when this was written, now 1.7 on the back of mounting positive news flow. Could hit $40 in 3 months. That is by the end of February 2025, and it's saying that because if the price pattern repeats the behavior last seen in 2017, the last big bull run, or it could breach, sorry, not the last big bull run, the one before that, it could breach $40, which is a 28x move on the current price. About 1.47, 1.528x on the current price, according to one crypto trader. That's according to one person. Like I said, I think $40 in that sort of region is on the extremes of where it could go, and verging on unrealistic. But the $5 to $10 is where it's likely to go. And finally, one more little article, which is definitely going to have an impact on the Ripple price. Rumour Ripple to be endorsed by Elon Musk with a $104 billion investment. This is not guaranteed. This is a little bit speculative, but it says here, seems to be eyeing a massive $100 billion investment in Ripple's currency, XRP. He's known to be very pro-crypto. Crypto is well known for its high-speed transactions, efficiency, and payments. Elon Musk wants X to become the ultimate everything app, combining social media, payments, and commerce under one roof. And if he is eyeing Ripple as the payment provider for his app, then clearly this will affect the price of XRP. Elon Musk's influence on the markets, we know his influence on the market. Just take a look at Doge. But the impact on Ripple's XRP, what could it actually do? Clearly it will help it break through that all-time high of $3.40 we saw a few years ago. But it could mean a lot more for the XRP token. It will mean credibility, encourage widespread adoption, increased investor interest, and will also attract institutional partners. And this is funny. The move could lead to a potential price increase of $600 per coin. I mean, that is, at the moment, that's almost beyond ridiculous, unless something like this does happen. But even the fact that people are talking about that is going to put some speculation and some good sentiment into the market. So yeah, there we go. Elon Musk weighing in on it, or people thinking he is. That's going to affect it as well. That is it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Let's take a look at the bubble. I've been recording for the last 20 minutes. It's up another 2% in the 20 minutes I've been talking into my microphone. Now 1.67. Let's see where we are tomorrow. Thanks very much, guys. I'd love it if you like the video. Please give me a like or a thumbs up below, and I'll see you next time. Thank you very much.